Hey guys, where's my lens? Hi, I'm jumping in. How is everyone? Not sure who's going to show up with a little impromptu live. I have been thinking about the pain, the excruciating pain of holding myself back. I've been talking to people as I'm enrolling this final pilot of my Give Voice to Your Vision program, and so I've been deeply connected to my own experience of transformation around fully and freely finding and sharing my voice, my work in the world, my true purpose. And I've talked to dozens and dozens of people over the last 18 months as I've enrolled this program. Hey Rochelle, so glad you're here. I've talked to many people over the last 18 months. The first time I ran this program was about 18 months ago, and I'm just really connected to that cringing self-doubt, frustration that happens when we don't step forward into our work in the world. And I'm curating this final pilot by talking with other people about the pain and the cost of holding ourselves back. So I just thought I would jump in here to let you guys in this group know, not everyone in this group is in my email community. Be sure that you're registering that the final application period for this pilot program is happening next week, through next week. I think Thursday or Friday is our cutoff time. And so I wanted to talk to you. I thought I would share a personal story. Maybe Rochelle, since you're here, you can give me a yeah if you want to hear a personal story. What I've noticed is that a lot of people really don't believe me when I say or talk about how many years I spent hiding my light and not owning my gift, and certainly absolutely not fully and freely sharing it in the world. You know, a few years ago I decided to up my game and took some big risks financially and professionally to step into serving many. I was burnt out, I was exhausted, I was frustrated, and I was really on the, actually I'm going to say I had given up. Sometimes giving up, surrendering, is when everything can crack wide open. So it's Saturday and I'm hanging out with the kids on this beautiful summer day, and I'm thinking, I'm so in touch with the gratitude for the mentors. I just was typing a Facebook message to my mentor, Christian Michelson, saying, you would not believe who I am and how I'm talking about marketing and self-promotion and sharing our work in the biggest possible way, and how it's synced up so perfectly with all the work that I've done around presence and performance and helping people really step into their unique, powerful presence and share it fully and freely. Now, not just like, I think this and I think this and getting on our pulpit, but sharing it in a way that engages our audience, moves our audience, ultimately moves our audience to work with us. Yeah, so important. So I thought I would share a little story, maybe a couple. We'll see how long I stay out here today. And you guys, if you're watching the replay, if you tune in later, let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you believe me. So one of the first stories that I have in my own lifetime experience this time around is when I was 3 years old. 3 or 4, I don't remember. But I remember I wanted to be in the church play. I wanted to be an angel in that play so much. I wanted the little tinsel halo and the little white sheet that would make me an angel, and I wanted to be a part of the heavenly host. And of course, Grandma was an elder at the church. She lived right next door, and so I got to be in the church play. And there we were, sitting on the steps of the little small church in a little small town, and sitting on the steps, and the lights came up and the music started, and I came in with the heavenly host of all these adorable little kids in their angel costumes. And I wanted to be there so much, and I was too scared. I ran from the stage and hopped into my grandma's lap and cried and couldn't do it. Fast forward a couple of years, there was a cartoon TV show where kids could go and be on the cartoon TV show, and I wanted it. I felt called. I was like, this is my reason, this is my purpose. I'm here to shine my light and share my gift. And I got to go with the church group on that an outing to be on that TV show, local broadcast TV show, and be one of the kids who went, yay! And I got there, and I was sitting on the bleacher, and it was time for the show to start, and I panicked, and I ran off and sat once again on my grandma's lap. And yet again, and yet again, and yet again, I had this courage and this conviction to answer my calling, which felt like shining my gifts, sharing my gifts, being on, being out, being seen. I knew that was part of my calling. I pursued a professional career in the performing arts despite having that level of fear and insecurity. And I had some success because I was incredibly determined, and I was always called. I was called forward. I really felt a connection to spirit and was called to shine my light, share my gift as fully as I could. And I would get the opportunity, or go worst case, and that was really got bad when I was auditioning and auditioning and auditioning, going on my 100 auditions for every job, like they say. And I got more and more anxious and discouraged and disappointed, and my body, my physiology of my body would betray me, my voice would fail me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I did have some opportunities because I was so determined, and I kept with it, and I do have a gift to share. But the pain of feeling called and having a gift to share, and then not feeling safe, not having my own permission, not feeling like I was good enough, or crippled by the fear that I would screw it up. One of the things that really stopped me and really stuck me and caused a lot of pain for me was this feeling that it wouldn't be as good as it should be or could be. So I got to where I couldn't make a sound, and I got to where I couldn't go on auditions, and I got to where I just wasn't going to do that anymore, and built a teaching studio in New York City, built a teaching studio here in Portland, Oregon, where I was helping other people find and free their voice. And I'm very good at it because I really deeply understand the pain and the frustration of withholding my light, of holding myself back, and bitter frustration, like, what is wrong with you? It's not that big of a deal. Everyone else says you're great, you're fine. What is wrong? And so then the judgment came in, and the separation, the separation from my purpose, my calling, my heart, my joy. It was not joyful to do what I love. It was not joyful to talk about my work. Self-promotion was out of the key. It was not an option. Oh, look, I can wave. Self-promotion was not an option. And I couldn't figure out why my teaching studios were so hard, why I couldn't have more effortless enrollment. And ultimately, the other thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is that withholding, and sometimes it manifests as confusion, like, I don't know how I thought I had tried everything, not realizing how blocked I was around prosperity, how much I was withholding my abundance, not realizing how scared I was about self-promotion. It felt creepy, salesy, horrible, yucky. I can't do it. I would die if I did that. So I had to do a lot of healing. But what I didn't realize was the impact on my resources, my emotional, mental, physical resources, but also my financial resources. I just wanted enough to get by. I just wanted to be brave enough and out there enough and have enough clients so that I could get by. I wanted enough to pay my, for my family, and my kids have lots of medical expenses, and I wanted enough to get out of debt, and I wanted enough to just have my nice little life in my beautiful little space in the world, and help as many people as I can in my own little small way, and have just enough to get by. And as long as I was focused on wanting just enough to get by, then my resources, my wealth, my time, my health, my energy got smaller and smaller and smaller, even to the point where my loyal, undying fans who have followed me from New York to Portland and who were coming to work with me started to fall away too. And all of that was tied to my being willing to give voice to my vision, to figure out how to crack the code, to heal what was standing in the way, slowing me down or stopping me, and finally share my work in the biggest possible way. Okay? And all of the years of struggle and process and meditation, and I'm certified as a yoga teacher. Oh yeah, I hear you, Farrell. Nobody believes me. I have been talking to so many people, even healers that I have worked with, whose programs I am in, have said to me, maybe the people that you're talking to, maybe you don't really get how anxious they are. And I was like, what? So I wanted to hop in here and, you know, for anyone who watches the replay, thank you guys for chiming in. But nobody believes how much I suffered, and the vulnerability and the pain and the frustration that I felt in terms of being able to give voice to my work in the world, share my light in the biggest possible way. So I have had nothing short of a miraculous healing transformation, and I will say that it is so spirit-led, it is so divinely led, and my gift, one thing that I have been given the gift of for 25 plus, 26 plus years is the gift of desperation. I have learned how to surrender, and my tolerance for being stuck and withholding and in pain is less. So it doesn't take as much for me to surrender today as it used to. And what I'm packing in to this Give Voice to Your Vision program that is specifically designed for highly sensitive people who feel extraordinarily called and have not been able to put themselves out there in the biggest possible way, in a way that actually gets them clients. Like that has been adding that intention has been one of the most powerful catalysts, energizers, accelerators for my business growth, for my financial stability and possibility. You know, maybe I'll share. Hi, Mary Powers. So nice to have you here. Yeah, I'm jumping in on a Saturday. I'm sharing some of my process because I've been talking to so many people as I'm enrolling this final pilot version of my Give Voice to Your Vision program. And I've been talking to so many people about the pain and the cost. Hey, Leah, the pain and the cost of holding ourselves back. And it's excruciating, and the more I withhold myself back, the smaller my world got, and the smaller my, oh my God, I love that I can wave to you guys. Hi. The pain and the cost, I felt it just a few minutes ago as I was telling those stories from my childhood, and that played out again and again and again and again and again and again and again. So fast forward, 3 or 4 years ago, I joined a very high-level mastermind. I was new to the online coaching industry. I was bottomed out in my business. I was like, I'm going to just stop. I'm just going to do something else. I can't deal, right? And it was an insane, honestly. If you looked at the numbers of my life, it made no literal sense at all. But once again, I answered and honored that calling. And it was ridiculous. It was a stretch. I hustled and learned and had many layers of upheaval and expansion, right? And now here we are, fast forward 3 years later, and I can tell you, I didn't know that I would ever be able to actually transcend the fear that made me hold back, that made me withhold, that made it confusing, that I couldn't figure out how to talk about what I do. Somebody else already said it. Somebody else said it better. Nobody cares. And it felt like I would be killed if I took a stand, if I said and shared my voice and said, this is what I believe and this is how I help. I'm not even getting into, in enrolling high-paying clients and basing my value on the transformation that people have received. People's lives have changed because of my deep understanding of this particular painful withholding that many healers, I call us visionaries, healers, coaches, authors, speakers, who are called with this big message, and they know that it's important, and they're trying to figure out how to do it and make a living at it, right? I'm on a rant. So the pain of that was excruciating, and I thought that I would always be managing my fear and anxiety. I thought, okay, I know how to do this now. I know how to use tools from the Performer's Toolkit, tools from mindset masters, and becoming a mindset master myself, tools from Law of Attraction, tools from all the spiritual teachers I've studied. Like, I thought I would always have this toolkit that would allow people to feel the fear and do it anyway. And I've worked with healers and energy clearers and energy workers, right? And I have my own now healing and clearing modality that actually uses the physical voice, yeah? But I thought that it would always be about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And what is so amazing to me, it's why I was typing to my mentor this morning, my first coaching mentor, my first business coach, Christian Michelson, changed my life, love the man, as have my other business coaches. Alina Vincent, rock star, amazing strategist, has helped me to create programs and really get the business strategy that's so aligned for me. And I was typing away because the truth is, I've been able to jump in here and watch this group grow. We're up to almost 600 people. Please invite 5 more friends. We're almost at 600. That would be so fun for me. And I have been doing these lives, especially this year. Things have started to click for me and shift for me, seeing the results that my clients are getting, you know, powerful, powerful results, realizing how the sales conversation, realizing how a live training like this, realizing how I have many webinars, I have many different programs and products, and I don't have the fear around talking about it, figuring out how to talk about it. Figuring out how to talk about it in a way that's going to actually enroll and engage clients has become my specialty, okay? And so I wanted to share with you, if you're considering or wondering, or you haven't even heard about this pilot program that I'm running, I did put in the description of the event here in this group some of the details of that program and a scheduling link. So I think it'll be right below this live somewhere in the feed. I can pin it to the top when I'm done. If you relate at all, if you've been trying to get clients and you can't figure out how to say, and especially if you get that deer in the headlights, mouth goes dry, panic, your fear of rambling, fear of, you know, being boring, fear of what people are going to say, hating how you look and sound, all of those things are this resistance they are this withholding that we do. And so I put a link for you to schedule a call with me. I'm curating this program specifically because it is so vulnerable. So I want to make sure that everybody there has this particular challenge, is a good fit for the program and knows what it's going to do. If you don't have this particular challenge, or you're not sure, this heightened vulnerability around being seen and heard, if you have it, you're going to know it from what I'm talking about. That feeling of withholding your light, that feeling of missing the mark, that feeling of never being able to finally break through and do what you love in a way that allows you an amazing lifestyle and enrolls clients. So if it's you and you're at all wondering if this is for you, grab 15 minutes. First of all, I have all these wonderful people here in this group, and I love to connect voice to voice, right? It's never a waste of my time. I just carved out a bunch more time next week. Not a bunch. Don't want to mislead you. About, I think, 8 spots next week to talk with people who might be interested in this program, because I really am on a mission. I feel that my mission is to unleash the full power, which is about manifesting, creating, changing the world, uplifting the world, bringing your light to bear on the world. The full power of your voice in the world is to unleash that power for anyone who will journey with me. Okay, and that's what we're doing in this group. If it turns out that this group isn't for you, we can set up another call, or I can totally talk to you about other ways that I can support you. I do have other more strategy, visibility marketing strategy programs, and of course the Visibility Success Mastermind is a really intimate incubator for people to master their visibility and enrollment. And we can talk about that too. But if you relate, and I'm going to tell you that some of the people that I talk to say that they don't even show up for their appointments because it feels impossible. It feels too scary. It feels too vulnerable. They've either invested a ton of time and they don't believe it'll work for them, or they're tired of trying it someone else's way. And this is about finding your way, your aligned way. And I'm really good at that. And that's what I'm here to do in the world. So if that might maybe be you, then please go ahead and click the link in the description. I'll post it here in the comments in a little bit too, so we can just set up a quick call. If the appointments are full, I'm going to challenge you to private message me. Just private message me and say, I don't know if this is me, maybe this is me, the spots are full, I can't make any of those times, can we set something else up? Even the act of that, vulnerability, can be panic-inducing for some people. It really can. I joined this amazing, powerful mastermind with these amazing, great business people, and I spent most of that year feeling this panic around not even knowing what to ask, not even knowing how to show up there, not even knowing how to take the value that was being offered to me. Okay, no regrets at all, because here now, 3 years later, it's digested, and I can hop in and share with you and talk with you and trust myself and trust my intuitive voice to find the words and share what's meant to be shared. And I feel honored. I feel so grateful. And I know that this is available for anyone who is willing to show up, to dare to cultivate their courage. One of the things that happens in this program, because one of the things that I've seen over and over again, is having a sacred witness, a container of sacred witness. So you don't have to, some people aren't able to just put out their marketing and write their blogs, write their emails, do their videos, and just like kind of learn as they go out loud. And that is part of the ultimate process. But what I have seen is when we can have this incubator space where we actually speak it and give voice to it in a place where we are supported by peers and completely judgment-free, and have some skills taught, right? Some performance skills, some wording, some messaging skills, some tools to really unlock and find those words, and the reassurance of the feedback, that can be a catalyst to rapidly accelerate our growth and our transformation around giving voice to our vision. And that is some of what we do in the group. So if you're just joining us, please say hi real quick before I end. Catch the replay. It'll be posted here in just a minute. If you're watching the replay, I'd love for you to type replay. I'm going to post the link to schedule a quick call with me if the spots are full and you want to talk with me. I want you to private message me. It's a triple dog dare. If that feels vulnerable, if that feels scary, you can private message me and say, it feels scary even to private message you. I'm not ready for your program, but I'm private messaging you. And I will say, yay, yes. All right. For the people who understand that level of vulnerability especially, I want you to know something. Earlier in the broadcast this week, on Thursday, I shared that one of my favorite quotes, I think I first heard from my teacher, Ellen Diamond, who's sometimes in this group, is that our vulnerability is our strength. And I can guarantee you that the amount of that charge or that vulnerability that you feel when you're, whatever level it is, maybe you don't have it at the like, I can't function, I'm all system shut down level, like I did for many years. But maybe you're still feeling it when you're like making those offers. Maybe it's still a little bit of a, when you do a webinar. Or maybe you're like, I should do a webinar, I should be speaking, but I can't really quite make myself do it, right? But you're doing other stuff and it's cooking along a little bit, right? Whatever level you're at, I just totally forgot what I was going to say. You can transform, and it can get to a place where, I gotta tell you, I actually look forward to promotion because it just feels like an extension of my message in the world. It doesn't feel horrifying or vulnerable anymore. Thank you, God. I remember what I was gonna say. The level of the charge that you have, the level of however vulnerable it feels, and whatever you have to overcome in order to give voice to your vision in the world, whatever it is on any level, the vulnerability can be exactly what makes you resonate with your aligned clients. And when you heal that vulnerability, it doesn't matter what you say, your presence automatically liberates those clients to some degree from their own fear and withholding. So your vulnerability truly is your strength, and we can actually use our vulnerability as an aligned, empowered marketing energy. Yeah? And that's some of what we'll do in this program. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Love you, Andrea. Love you, Rochelle. Love you, Farrell. When you watch the replay, if you watch the replay, please private message me or grab a time on that calendar if any of this speaks to you. If you've been trying to reach your audience and build your clientele and get clients and get them enrolled and show up and be out there, and it's not working, you're frustrated, you're tired, you still feel some level of that withholding of your confidence, feel like self-doubt, can feel like excruciating vulnerability, like you'll be killed if you do, and it can, and many layers in between. So love you, have an amazing weekend. I'll see you in the group next week, and maybe I will be talking with some of you very soon. All right, give voice to your vision. You really can. Imagine it. Imagine what it would feel like to feel free. I can't even describe it. I can too. I'm very articulate. The joy that I feel around being able to hop out on my front porch in a moment of inspiration, a moment of gratitude, and a moment of realization of how far I've come in places that I never thought were possible, and how I can accelerate, and I'm having the direct experience of my clients making wonderful offers and feeling excited and inspired and engaged and momentum building in their businesses and careers quickly, so much more quickly than mine, is unimaginable. It is the greatest joy I have ever felt, including and on par with the birth of my divine, lovely children and my amazing husband in marriage, 20-some years, many years in, and being able to hold that as an anchor of gratitude, and now seeing how that gratitude that I have for my family, my home, my gifts, has now been able to be transmitted to other people who are getting faster, amazing results, even surpassing my own growth, which is it's amazing. It's an amazing gift, and I really, really deeply know that you do not have to continue to feel the fear and do it anyway. There is a place on the other side of the fear, and that is where your prosperity, your ease, your joyful fulfillment lies, and I have a way to get there, and I want to share it with you. All right, love to you. Mwah. I'll talk to you soon.